Hello, everybody. Hi, hello, hi. Welcome. Welcome in. So nice to see you here on this Thursday. We are going to start with our usual Copic fun up top, and then we will be transitioning over into some Minecraft later on. But we're going to have a nice chill hangout today. Hello, hello, welcome in. So today I'm feeling a little bit under the weather, just a touch. Woke up with a bit of a scratchy throat, so I'm gonna try not to talk too much today, but we'll see how that goes. I mean, you know me. I can be a bit of a chowderbox. A chowderbox? That's not anything. Maybe I am sick in the head, but I'm so glad that everyone could stop by today and hang out. I'm gonna turn down this music because I feel like it is pumping. I think that's probably a better level. So today I was thinking maybe, for the first time in a long time, or at least a little while, I would just play with all of my markers. I think that might be pretty fun. At least for our first illustration. Because we've been doing the limited color illustrations for the last 70 or 80 years on here, and it is always the best. But it's pretty rare that I get to use, just whatever marker I feel like using. I kind of just reach in, grab out the markers I want. I'd like to do that today. But before we can do that, we have to pick out something to draw, so excuse me, I'm going to go back over to Pcrepo. Actually, I should probably tweet that we're doing this, that we're live right now. What if I used all the markers? I have 72 and 72, so that's 144, I think. Is that how that math works out? No. Yes? Yeah, I think 144 plus like probably 5 or 6 randoms. But I have 2 of the 72 color sets. Which is wild, because if you look at the full range of Copic colors, that is like a microscopic slice of the full collection. There are hundreds of markers. But it's a very good sampling. It gets you kind of wherever you need to go in the gamut, more or less. I've got a lot of good sort of pale colors. I've got a lot of good dark colors. I will not be dumping my markers out on the desk. That would cause me great distress. Absolutely ruin me. Power outage at the apartment. My goodness. Well, on one hand, I hope it comes back soon, but on the other, it's a good excuse to just hang out, chill with us. And I hope you're doing well. All right, we are live with Copic marker fun. And Minecraft house planning later. Consider it tweeted. Ooh, we got a sketch request. Wooper slam dunking a basketball. This is the second Pokemon dunking a basketball request that I've gotten on this channel. Very curious. Itachi, thanks for 10 months. Here it comes.
Cha-cha-cha-cha slide to the left now. Take it back now, y'all. One hop this time. I am happy to support my fave artist. Love ya.
Thank you for the goofy, insincere message. I appreciate that. Thank you so much for 10 months. It's good to have you here, of course. All right. Well, let me just look up. Because I could probably fake a Wooper pretty effectively at this point. I mean, it's got a few very specific characteristics. And, as you know from the last stream, I said always save your scrap paper. And now here I am once more, showing you when that comes in handy, which is when you do sketch requests on your streams. So now I've got these leftover pieces of paper, one of which I'll be doing sketch request on. Break out the fancy pencils for this. Now, Wooper famously, no arms. But I've got a strat. I don't know how Hoop's attached to the backboard, so don't send me to sports jail. I have to figure that they would use their momentum, like they would flick it downwards with their tail. That's the kind of approach that I'm going for here. And then sort of glare from the stadium lights. And there we go. Got a Whooper Slam Dunkin', a basketball. Yeah, with the way that I have the white balance and the brightness, it does look like, unless I shade it with my hand, it does look like the same level. It's kind of a fun optical illusion. Well, thank you very much. All right. So, what was I doing? Oh, yeah. I'm going to go over to Picrepo, just like we did with the last studies that we did in gouache. But I'm going to pick something out and then do it in Copic marker instead. I'm going to move this sketch to the side. Move my markers over here so they're within reach and distance. And also to make room so that I can type. All right, so I'm going to go to Picrepo. And then before I forget, I was reminded very helpfully today that I actually needed to update my Nightbot, the Nightbot reminder message. So I'm going to do that now. All right, that's done now. I did set a stretch timer, thankfully. One of the few things that I remembered to do for this. That is good to go. So I'm really feeling the shadowy mountains from last stream, and I think it would be a really fun contrast for this week specifically. To do mountains again, but in Copic, because the approach is a little bit different between paint and markers. I'm going to type mountains in again, and I also think I still have another reference saved from the last stream, so let's see. Ooh, I do. Something that's not a mountain, but is very, very pretty. I would like to attempt to do that as well in markers, but I want to do just a simple mountain to show you how I approach it. I think it's kind of a good thing to know. Mountains are one of those things that you can always go back to in art. They look striking They're a great example of simple and complex contrasts in a piece. Especially the beautiful snow-capped mountains. You're painting along as well? That's so great. I'm glad I can be a little bit of chill background sound for the workday. I often see these streams as kind of a studio environment. That's what I was trying to replicate when I first really heavily got into streaming art stuff. Because I want it to feel like it feels when you're just at a studio with your buddies. You know, occasionally chatting about art things, but mostly just working on your own stuff. You get to like look over every now and again and be like, oh yeah, it's coming along. I really like that sort of atmosphere. I think it's very conducive to creation. I'm playing 14 instead. I mean, that's understandable too, honestly. There's a lot to do. Up until seconds before I started this stream, I was playing Minecraft, and I will be playing it again at the end of this stream, because I can't stop thinking about making a new little home in there. I've built a castle already. I'll show you around my castle, but I want to start working on like a standalone house. And I also just need to explore the area more. You gotta craft those mines. Important. Okay, found a good mountain. I'm gonna go in with a simple sketch. I'll be doing this with hard pencil. I don't really need to block in the frame, but for some reason I just always do. And it's more of a flat, but I can just do this as kind of a like spot illustration. So mostly I just want to work the contours, figure out where the shadows lay and things like that. The sunlight is mostly coming from this direction, so I'll be working the shadows in that direction. I'm going to start up here at the peak of the mountain. Just work my way down. And try not to hold the pencil too stiffly. Sometimes I just switch it up to the side. It doesn't give me any specific advantage that I'm trying to do for the technique. But what it does is it forces me to just use my hand muscles slightly differently. Not get too comfortable. And not tighten up my grip, because I don't want the lines to be stiff. I'm holding pretty far back on the pencil as well. It allows the lines to be a lot freer, a lot jigglier. I am left-handed, yes. I'm dropping in the areas where those shadows are. I'm sort of blocking out where I want to put them. The most important ones are the details up at the peak and then this sort of other slope here in front. Now these big triangular shapes kind of build out the three-dimensionality of the island, of the mountain. I really am out of it today. That's okay, because all I have to do is chill and make some artwork. I'm moving this line in sort of a curved slope because I want the mountain to feel like it's curving out toward us. It has this sort of concave nature. And then more slopes up the mountainside. And then down here is where the rugged rock terrain meets the snow. We'll get into more earth tones and some greens and things down there. Now, it's not important to block out every single tiny little thing up front, but it is important, for me at least, to understand where all those things are in the larger picture, just so I have a better sense of perspective and scope. It'll allow me to place things a lot faster when I actually start coloring. And of course, as you're adapting any reference image to a final piece, you're sort of doing the standard reference stuff. So you see things you like, you use those. You see things you don't need, you throw them away. And it's making those decisions faster and faster and faster that will help you speed up incrementally over your illustrations. One of the reasons why it's really, really important to use reference, because it'll immediately set up all the things that you want in the picture, and then you just throw away the rest, and your interpretation is what creates that vision. I'm going into this piece knowing that I want really dramatic shadows right in the middle. Don't worry, you'll definitely be able to see it when I start coloring. I'm using a hard pencil and a light touch at the very beginning of the process because I don't want a lot of these lines to show through to the final. And my camera is balanced in such a way that it really makes the light colors pop. And because of that, when I do really light sketches, they don't show up. But as soon as I start putting the colors down, it is going to really show up. Okay, so now I'm just getting the basic slopes in. And the sort of dark slope right here. Now, we can dip right into the colors. Unlike with gouache and color blending and all those things, we don't need to mix anything here. We're just going in with the colors. We'll be layering because Copics are, of course, transparent markers. So I can layer up different light colors together to get the effects I'd like. I'm going to dip into a bunch of different blues, some green, but mostly very light. So I have cool shadow here. I've got jade green, aqua blue. These are the things I'll use to make the very lightest colors in the picture. I'll be kind of going back and forth between a lot of these light colors. And what we want to do is we want to establish some of these shadow areas. Now the shadows are going to actually get darker than this. But for now, I need to draw in where they are, just so I'll know where to layer up later on. I also want kind of a light purple, so I'm going to look for sort of a shadowy mauve. I've got one here. Let's see. Pale lavender, that should do the trick. Definitely very, very purple. Now these colors are going to be, relatively speaking, pretty dark. I'm going to dip into some of this, what's this called? Phthalo blue. Phthalo blue, the marker, never looks like phthalo blue, the paint, which I associate as being a much stronger blue, but the phthalo blue marker is very desaturated. So I'm just going in and twisting through all the different colors that I have here. I'm just trying to keep it interesting as I go. I don't want it all to be one color.
Are you sure you're okay, Ward?
Now, in the shadow of the mountain, there's a darker color, but I don't want to immediately drop down to a really, really dark blue. Instead, I want to pick something that complements it and deepens it without overwriting it. So I'm going to dip in with a couple of different blues just to test the waters here. Actually reminds me that I should put this reference in the Discord, exclamation Discord in chat if you would like to join our Discord server. And I drop in my references for whatever I'm working on in there. So if you feel like drawing along or just seeing what I'm seeing, you can do that. If you put pencil underneath Copic, for the most part, it's unerasable. So you have to be really careful that you want to either keep the lines or you know that you're going to be inking over the lines. Oh no, Twitch's notification program is not super great, I don't think. Thank you, Lion. I was about to say, I think all of my mods are playing Minecraft right now. So I didn't know if any of you were actually looking at the chat. Oh, I'll be joining you soon. So I think with Twitch, it's a lot like YouTube in that you have to also click the notification bell thingy. But even with that on, it's not a guarantee, I don't think. But I would make sure to have that clicked on. All right, we got our first stretch break of the day. Let's go ahead and stretch out those bones. This is going to be an extra stretchy stretch for me because I forgot to stretch while I was playing Minecraft earlier, so pray for my bones. Now, I always save what I consider to be the most fun part of a mountain until the end, which is painting in the sky or drawing in the sky. So I'm going to work my way down into the image. I still need to do a lot of things that are going to be important later on, building up values and things like that. So I'm going to grab some light tone and work my way into something Nice. Yeah, this is exactly what I need. We'll start to get some of that exposed rock here on the side. And when you're looking for value and also color in a piece, it could be a painting, it could be an illustration, anything, just give it the old squint test. So look at the picture with a squint and try and discern if some of the blobs you're seeing are the same lightness or the same value, or even the same color or color family close enough, is how I usually put it. Which is like, you know, sometimes you have an orange. If you actually looked at it and like used the color picker in Photoshop, it would be two different colors, but to your eye perceptually, they're similar enough that you can kind of get away with just working with one. It's best to start in those ranges, and then you can work your way down to specificity. So down here in the foothills, I've got lots of this earth tone that I'm going to be starting with just a very light color. And then we'll be getting much darker. But for now, we just want to cover up the white of the paper, while also indicating some of these shadow forms and some of these like curvatures in the rock and things like that. And some of these marks won't even show up later on in the image, but the ones that do will have kind of a textural flow. It's kind of like when I paint like brick walls. The thing that I like to do is kind of squint at a brick wall and then put in all the texture, all of the like it's the same general color, but the color shifts subtly, like warmer or cooler here and there, and then put on the light layer of the mortar in between all of the bricks. And when you do that, you'll have uniformity with the color gradient on the building. I should show how to do that someday, because it's a neat trick that I use all the time. We're just sort of, excuse me, sort of doing the three-dimensional shapes of all the hills back here. Said I was going to try to not talk too much today and listen to me yammer on and exacerbate that sore throat of mine. When I'm working with Copics, I tend to throw them off to the side, not put them back in the container until the piece is done, because I never know if I'm going to want to dip back into any specific color. So usually by the time I'm done working on an entire piece, the marker pile to the side is enormous. We've got some gravelly texture over here. So that's why I'm just sort of dotting around. Because I'm going to do that with a few different colors, and then by the time we're done with a lot of colors, it should have somewhat of the appearance of gravel. Now I need a dark shade that's not just warm. Ooh, warm 7 would work perfect here. I need to refill this one. Hardest for me is the fear of, excuse me, oversaturating the paper. Can't come off the pad. Yeah. Oversaturation is really a concern. Definitely a concern. I'm always so fascinated when I see professional, like full-time marker users, because the layering you can get really exquisite with layering markers. And I definitely try to do a bit of that, but the folks who like will build up a skin tone from base is so impressive to me. Nuri, Action Hank Beard, he's one of those guys that does that immaculately. You gotta have precision and patience. Mostly patience. And sometimes I just get so like, bah, I want to get my idea out. There we go. This marker has been dry for so long. Alright, we're back in the habit now. Let's go. Now I want to push the dark contrasts here, so I'm really gonna impress upon the paper. A lot of ink. I think the brush tip on this one, because it's been dry for so long, is suffering. Might have to order in a new brush tip for the W7. See if I've got another W. Yeah, I got a warm 5 here. I'm going to try to use this to find an even ground. This should be really good for working in the shadows on the hills. Let's go up and around. Now, again, I'm going to try to push that three-dimensionality by introducing some shading. Just straight up slope shadows here, so just... And The mountain is from reference. I have it up in the Discord right now, exclamation Discord in the chat if you'd like to check it out. I always put my references up in the art references section so you can see what I'm working from. Now I'd like a slightly lighter color for this hill back here. I think I might layer up some more champagne. With the W5. The shadows really come to a head up at the top here, but then it's light underneath. So I need to keep that light area in here, but then darken the top of this sort of landform. And it's slowly building these things up over time that I just absolutely love doing. Now back here we have some absolute devils of shadows. They stand out much stronger against everything else, so I need to build these ones up appropriately. I think I'm going to do that with a little bit of purple. I don't know why. It's not particularly purple in the reference image, but this is where decision making and changing stuff up as you go really comes into play when you're working from reference. Is at a certain point, and that point can be at the beginning or the middle. It's pretty wild if you start doing it toward the end, but you still could. But when you're working, when you're like rolling the piece, when you're rolling the photo through your imagination and through your lens, start to make these decisions very quickly of like, I like this, I don't like this, I like this, I don't like this. And one of the first decisions I usually make is thinking about all the color choices that it's not that I don't like them, but I want them to be different. In my mind, they're different. Ooh, I gotta hydrate. Drinking that water. That'll help my throat. Okay. Yeah, on these plains I want cooler colors. Up into the mountains I'm gonna want some warmer colors later on. Now this land that just rises up into the snow. All up into here as well. Now we start getting the shapes that move in and around all that snow. This part is very important. Now I'm using smaller shapes. I'm kind of using the chisel like I do a flat brush when I'm doing gouache, where flat brushes are so versatile because you can do just the flat stroke, you know, regular, or you can put them on their side and use a corner and get a really, really thin stroke. And that's also super important. And that tends to be, I think maybe because I first started with paint, and just learned how to use a flat brush effectively. That's kind of just how I think when I work with Copics. So I tend to use the chisel tip quite a bit. I want to use the end here just to make small, tiny little shapes inside the shadow. And those contrasts are what's going to help push the idea of the scale of the mountain. We'll work around the contours. And all the rocks laying underneath the snow, the places where they break through. Okay, now I'm going to dip into some dark blue. The wait is over. So I'm going to grab all of my dark blues. I've got slate, I've got, what do we got here? Prussian and ultramarine, I'm guessing? Deep reddish blue, okay. Ultramarine's here. Keep that on standby. Ultramarine also has a lot of saturation. Highly saturated pigment. I just want dark. I'm going for dark, dark, dark values right now. Now, the way that I'm holding the brush right now, I'm doing some curves on the side of the mountain. And a really good way to do that is just use the curve of your hand to kind of cradle the stroke. So going like this, and being able to just move up, that, you know, the wrist naturally moves in this way. You're able to just make better, like, long, uniform curves in that way, without fearing it like wobbling all over the place. The hand and wrist has a lot of natural pivot to it, and you can use that to your advantage. I'm going to build in all these tiny little shadows. So that's that blue out of the way. Now we'll switch off to a different one. Ooh, time for another stretch break. Finish some of the little curls on here. There we go, there we go. Hello, Raiders, welcome in. Welcome in, welcome in. Let's have a stretch. Right, stretched out. Let's go ahead and start that timer again. Then get back to it. How y'all doing today? I'm gonna get something from the desaturated green family here. Go over into the, what do we got? Verdigris? And gray in French. just working away. I feel that. I feel that. I'm glad you could join us. I've been having a very nice chill day. Played some Minecraft earlier. Gonna be playing it again at the end of the stream. And I'm making art, which always makes me feel good. Got a lot of large looming projects on the horizon, and so it's really nice on days like this to just not focus on those and instead just relax. Have a nice, quiet doodle. And the brush tip of this marker just fully is not working, which is fine. I need to remember that. Make a note of it somewhere. I want to combine this dark, so this is warm gray number 7. I want to combine that with a cold color here, so I'm going to go in with some slate. Now I'm going to switch it up and go with the Prussian. And it'll give me a very, very dark color. And normally when I'm painting, I'll mix like a burnt umber with an ultramarine. It gives you a very, very dark. And just try and get some ground texture here. Again, we're not trying to go for any kind of realism, and instead what we're doing is getting the feeling of it, the emotion, the implication of a lot of these little gravel lines, and working the planes into the background, further back as it goes. So now I'm going to get the W5 warm gray and build in some more hills back here. I've got more shadows to put in, which I always love to do. Add more of that three-dimensionality to the foothills here. And I like leaving these little sort of blips and bloops there with just the white of the paper. Kind of helps it feel more like watercolor. I like that effect. So I need a medium blue. I'm gonna go back up to that mountain and start dropping in some more textural elements. We have these sort of breaks in the snow where maybe some snow is shifted due to an avalanche or something like that. And it creates these cracks and crevices. And that's where the shadows fall. I think it's just about time to put the sky in on this pick, which is really going to help that mountain just absolutely pop off the background. So for that, we're going to grab, what would be a good sky color? Got good options. It's always a safe bet to use something that you've used in the mountain color itself, because a lot of that shadow light is coming from the ambient light of the sky. Sort of similar to when you're working on an ocean. Okay, so I've got these two blues. I'm going to use some of these light colors from the beginning for a little bit of shadow in the cloud back here. Want something really icy. Let's go with some frost blue. Just to tint the cloud shadows so that they're not just pure purple. Instead, I want them to be a little bit more blue. I think I prefer this one. I'm gonna go in with process blue. I've got so many options though. I could do, what's that, robin's egg? That's holiday. Robin's egg is here. Robin's egg is really good too. It's a compelling color choice. I'll start with robin's because it's the lightest one. We can always go darker, you can't go lighter, so I'm gonna enhance some of the clouds that are back here. This might need a refill. What do we got? Two. Let's go ahead and refill that. Okay, there's our base coat. So now I'll just finish refilling this. So with Copic markers, the first thing I like to do is just get the base coat down, cover the white of the paper, and then while it's still a little bit wet, you can go in and even out the tone by layering. But as you can see, now the mountain definitely pops a lot more, since it's actually got a sky to contrast against. Okay, now back into the shadow color. Now that we have the sky established, we can start working on the other values in the picture. Specifically, we've got this secondary peak that's further ahead than the back mountain. So to establish that, all I need to do is, start adding contrast. And to add contrast, I simply put a dark next to a light. Even if that dark is like our second lightest color or the lightest marker that I use at all in this picture. But because it has contrast, you get the three-dimensional sense of the mountain jutting out. Thank you so much. Been very, very fun to make it. Always feels good to splash around in the sketchbook. All right. That is as far as I'll take this one. I used so many markers on it. It's like 140 million markers. Mostly blue. Let's put these back. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm going to give it the frame treatment. I'm going to put the Sharpie to work here. Because I do like how that looks, especially on a bright environment like this. Framing it off with the Sharpie. Just gives it that extra bit of flavor. Now, there are other things that I could do. Generally speaking, if I'm doing a Copic piece, I'm much more apt to introduce my paint pens. Boy, howdy, every time I use that Sharpie, it is just a blast to the senses, let me tell you. So, like, I've got my Posca white pen, which is almost dead. I think it might have just enough. Actually, no, I think it's fully dry. Thankfully, I bought the full set of white Poscas, so I have them in all shapes and sizes here. Yeah, this one's got plenty of oomph. But, like, I would go in and do things like add a bit of snow back here. And especially on a mountain environment like this, you could really, you know, shore up a lot of those white outlines. I could go in here, and in fact I will, and add a bunch of texture with the snow. The snow actually cuts in around all of these parts. There's light snow that cuts in around, and it's much easier to do with a paint pen after the fact. Lovely. All right. So now that that's done, we will end the art portion of the day, begin the gaming portion. Which I'm very excited for because I'm ready to just chill out for just absolutely relax. If you're heading out now, I will say thank you so much once again for joining me for some art adventures. I'll be back on Saturday for even more. I think I'm going to do some gouache on Saturday. Get the paints out and splash around. Because I do so love them. However, if you're using the stream as some background noise or you want to watch me do some Minecrafting, then please, I encourage you to stick around. It's going to be awful fun. Let me enter gaming mode. I got my gamer keyboard here, as you can see. There is paint on it because that's the life that I chose. And sometimes in this life, you make these decisions and have to stick with them. So I do believe right here I've got some game capture. So let's start up Minecraft. Got the keyboard, I got the mouse, the gamer mouse. I hate the buttons on the side of it. I truly do. They're bad. Well, they're probably good if you like that kind of thing, but not me. Couldn't be me. Wait. The thing is, I always just hit them accidentally. And it's rough. Especially because sometimes I'll look back over at my Discord window and I'll just have typed out like 333333, and it's like, why did I type this? Oh yeah, that's right. My thumb was just clumsily hitting the 3 key over and over and over again. All right, we're gamers now. Be gone, camera. Minecraft is very upset that I've decided to open it. Not quite sure why. Oh, there we go. The giveaway is very close. We are super close to giving away some art from the sketchbook. Just a couple more followers and we'll be able to do that. Okay, let me enlargenate my Minecraft window here. All right, that should look pretty good. Now, when the last I was playing, I buried myself in a hole. Mostly because I was setting up OBS at the time. Okay. Now, I was in the jungle, fun and games, looking for various materials I can use to build a house. I want some jungle wood. And to give you a little bit of context, I just recently got back into playing Minecraft after a very, very long absence. Thankfully, the people on the server have been sort of helping me out and telling me if things are new or not, because that's mostly what I ask. Like, has this always been like this? And they're like, for like a year. Although sometimes things are new, like axolotls are very new. Yes, indeed. I'm playing on a server that got started on the Discord. On my art Discord. There's just a bunch of buddies hanging out, partying up. Oh, that reminds me. I should switch. I gotta switch to Minecraft in Twitch. Not that it'll matter too much, I don't think. Mostly because, you know, we're gonna get lost in the shuffle the second we go into the Minecraft section. But I'll do it nevertheless because I believe in upholding the Twitch way of the world. I can't say that I'm doing art if I'm doing Minecraft. So let's craft a mine. All right. Done. Cool. We have officially switched over to Minecraft playing. Oh, what a beautiful new day it is. Thankfully, somebody slept in a bed somewhere. So we've got really nice settings on. Mostly only one person has to sleep in order for the day to reset. Thank goodness, because I didn't bring a bed with me out into the middle of nowhere. Doing a little bit of mat craft here. So I need, or I want rather, some stripped jungle wood. I don't know if these are actually, are these jungle woods? Stripped jungle log, yes. Okay. I don't know if there's like a Minecraft tool that you can use that automatically strips stuff for you other than hitting it with your axe. My axe is about to break, by the way. So I should maybe look into fixing that. I've got all the things I need to make a crafting bench. Well, I have even more stuff inside my fancy chest. Check this out. Boop. Nope. Wrong button, dum-dum. How dare I say check this out, all cool. Okay, so I have this, which is my shulker box, which is a fun little box that you can use and carry stuff around in. Which is great, because I actually need the crafting table in here to make myself a new axe. So let's go ahead and craft one of those. Just a heads up to any craft heads in the audience. I would consider myself to be pretty new still. I played years and years and years ago, but I haven't played like hardcore since then. I'm just figuring it out, just having fun mostly. All right, I'm gonna get... I don't really need this flint and steel, but I carry it around with me as if I do. I don't think I need these wheat seeds either, but okay, I'm gonna put my crafting bench back in here. We also have keep inventory if you die, which is great because I die quite a bit. And also it's just a really quick way to get back to my home. This is looks like a cockatiel. Very cute. I think this is one of the new things. So I've been building and building and building out of mostly stone. I built a castle, and it's nice. I really like my castle. It's actually kind of intimidating looking in retrospect. There's a lot of lava around it. I'm sort of the Bowser, I guess, of the team. But I was thinking I want to make something fancy. I want to make something nice and something cute. So I'm going to try to build a nice house. Now, do I know how to do that? No. But I'm going to try my darndest. Probably shouldn't let this axe break. Let me check and see. Well, there's nothing like fancy on it. I don't have any enchantments. I've got a couple of things with nice enchantments. Check this out. I've got a bow with flame, unbreaking 3, power 5, and infinity. Pretty nice bow. I'm always accidentally right-clicking on stuff because the putting stuff in your other hand is kind of a new feature that I'm still not used to. All right, so I've got sticks. I've got food that I should be eating, although my food meter is okay. We do need a summer mat with game controller, but stop making extra work for me. I'm so tired. But I will get on that eventually. Next time I do a digital stream, I'll do the animation for my gamer mat form. So right now I only have gamer mat in hoodie form, and it's far too hot to be wearing a hoodie, despite the fact that I'm currently wearing a hoodie in real life, but it's air conditioned in here. I will say I'm using an unfamiliar texture pack. I just sort of threw this on before the stream because I thought it looked kind of neat, at least in the preview form. So all my stuff looks different than I'm used to. I was using sort of a more realistic texture pack. It's not the aesthetic I was really looking for. I like the aesthetic of this one a lot more. It's more cartoony, which is up my alley for sure. Oh, I also have my little guy. It's like me. I made this skin. I made this skin years ago, like when Minecraft first let you make skins. That's when I made this. So it was like 45,000 years ago. Oh, I guess my helmet broke at some point, and so did my shoes. Weird. Well, at least my golden chest plate is good still. But yeah, this I have sort of like a suit jacket on and some slacks. Hello, yes, we're doing a little bit of Minecraft. I was just talking about how I really want to make a pretty house, like something aesthetic, something nice. And I've never done that before in Minecraft. It's always either been utilitarian or Nightmare Castle in the side of a mountain. And once again, when I joined this server, that's exactly what I did. You know, generally speaking, it's just like drawing. You default to doing the thing that you're used to. Your hand draws a bunch of eyes in class, you know, that kind of thing. But I don't just want to do that. I want to do something fancy, something cool and nice. But I will definitely show you my Nightmare Castle because it is powerful, I'll say. A very powerful thing to see. But I need about... I'm going to guess I need about 400 wood in order to make a big enough house. Because I want it to be pretty sizable, not enormous. I don't want to make a mansion. Because we have kind of like communal spaces. There's like a town square. We've got, you know, community center and stuff like that. So there's like places to store things. So I don't need that necessarily. And, you know, I've also got my castle. But I want just a nice sort of living space. So I'm collecting cocoa beans. I don't really know why. I assume I can make maybe chocolate at some point. I have to assume if there's cocoa beans, there's chocolate. Sorry, I keep putting torches on things. It's because I hold the button down when I'm doing actions. Yes, we did discover polar bears in this game. There is, we have them marked. Their locations are known to us, which is very exciting. So once I would like to establish kind of a wintry biome house as well, in addition to the one I'm planning now, where I'll make like a basic log cabin. But for that place, I would like to have bears just like chilling nearby. I guess this is a good way to just knock off the ivy on the tree. I think for now, well, actually I can't take the torch out of my hand. I'll just have to be dainty with my button presses. There are bears, yes. I was really happy when I saw the polar bears, because I had no idea when we all started playing together. I had no idea that there was actually polar bears in the game. What is this? Oh, it's a watermelon. I broke a bunch of those earlier, but I was using a different texture pack, so it looked completely different. As far as I know, you can't tame the bears. I think Lionbite tried taming the bears, and it didn't go well. I believe I saw at least one lion has been killed by bears message in chat. Also, I have, just in case anyone on the server right now is confused as to why chat's not there, I disabled chat on my thing because I didn't want to, like, make anyone have to, you know, not talk in the chat. Or alternatively say really naughty words suddenly. Which I know you wouldn't, but streaming and all. Yeah, the polar bear super killed you. It was really, really funny timing, though. Because I remember when it happened, you were like, no, it doesn't look like I can tame polar bears. And then somebody mentioned something else in chat, and then all of a sudden the message popped up, lion was killed by polar bear. Which, you know, you hate to see it, but at the same time, very funny. Were any of you trying to type stuff in the chat when I started streaming? Okay, making my way through. I don't need this gunpowder. I don't need these lily pads. I've got so many lily pads at home. Don't need these wheat seeds. Don't need these fire charges. I raided a chest that I found along the way, and there was fire charges in it, and I don't think I need them for anything in particular. I'm gonna get rid of all of those. I need to make room for more wood. More wood. In this house, we want more wood. But yeah, if I can get like 400, then I can start on the next phase of my plan. Now, I do have an adventure planned for the next part because as far as I know, and let me know in chat, Lion or anybody who is around from the server, do we have like, not glow, is it glowstone? I need like the glowy stone from under the water. And I also need the building material that's in there as well. And I know y'all were doing like a raid. Sea lanterns. Yes, and prismarine. I need a lot of, like a ridiculous amount of prismarine. So I'm probably gonna have to go find that myself because I assume it's really hard to get. But I will do a little underwater exploration mission soon. See if I can find some. Because I think I need like 400 or something ridiculous. But I've got most of the other stuff that I want. I wanted like regular lanterns, and Lyra taught us how to make those earlier. And I've got a ton of dark wood. I just need a ton of jungle wood. I'm also gathering bamboo, which, by the way, is the most satisfying thing to destroy in this game. Like, look. Oh, so satisfying. Oh, also, I have no idea how loud the game is, so let me know if it's loud or quiet, because I didn't check on that earlier. I'm currently in the jungle collecting some jungle wood, which I'll be making into a bunch of different stuff. Jungle wood logs, jungle wood stairs. Probably some, like, planks. But I wanted a bunch of different kinds of wood. Like as many as I could track down. I also want to find a savanna and get some acacia wood. I think that's how it's pronounced. You don't hear anything? Okay. It's probably because it's really, really quiet on my end. So I will go in and adjust Minecraft. Let's see what we got here. So I don't want any music, but I do want... Yeah, the master volume was really, really low. I'm going to turn down the hostile creatures sounds because those scare me. All right, let me know if you can hear it going on when I start breaking these trees down. Can you hear this? ammo. Yes, indeed, I have Optifine installed, which is really, really nice. It gives some great lighting, and I think the specific shader, what was it called? Video settings, shaders. Complementary shaders is the shader package that I'm using, which is really nice. I love the skyboxes. I love the sun and the moon. They look really pretty. And at night, there's like a big galaxy in the sky, which looks really nice. Oh, to be in the jungle getting wood. Okay, boop, boop, boo. Bone meal. What does bone meal do again? Does that make plants grow? Yes, I am stripping the wood off of the trees. I grab these cocoa pods as I go here. Because I want stripped wood logs specifically because I like the way they look. Kind of a weird cereal crunch noise when you strip the bark off. Use it for dye as well. Interesting. Very interesting. The nice thing about this biome and getting back to it is it's just a straight shot west from my home, which I thought it was going to be way more complex getting here. But thankfully, other folks on the server had already walked over this way, so they knew there was a jungle awaiting. I have no idea where the savanna biome is, though. Absolutely no idea. So the water looks really pretty. It's very fancy. But as far as I know, it's just part of the complementary shaders, which is really nice. I also learned that you can swim fast in this game now, which is a great addition. Glub, glub, glub. Get that grub. I don't know why it made me think of cereal. Actually, you know what? I think it was because it's very similar to the Toe Jam and Earl sound effect, where you eat a bowl of cereal and it makes that kind of same big crunch. And then Toe Jam and Earl say, cereal. Now, why do I hear a zomble? Where are you, friend? What have I ever done to you? Besides, like, hurt a bunch of you over the course of a very long period of time. Must be hiding underneath the canopy. They can't be hurt by the sun. Oh, there goes my axe. Probably should have made more than one, huh? That's on me. Alright, how much stripped wood do I have? I have stripped jungle specifically is what I'm looking for. Wow, I only have a stack, like a stack and a half. That's rough. Is there a machine I can make that just strips, like, logs? Like, can I take these back to my house and then chuck them in a stripper? You heard me. Pistons and dispensers, you say? I Alright, this should be enough wood to at least get me started, so I'm gonna make my way back to the homestead. So in order to do that, I need to go east, which is this way. I put a torch down because I'm hitting right click, and in this newer version of Minecraft, you can put an item in your hand. So I have a torch in my offhand. So if I right click, it puts a torch down. So when I hold the button down, it automatically places a torch. And it's a mistake. I wish that I could toggle a button to not do that. Or alternatively, just train my brain to do it properly. Making my way back home. I have to go through the swamp to get there. Luckily, I've got a boat. Do I have it on me? Okay, it's probably in my chest. Boop. Thank goodness for these boxes. Truly, the shulker box is the greatest thing to ever happen to Minecraft. All right, let's go for a ride. And now to hit every single lily pad on the way out. Tree, land. Oh, Lord. Okay. I need to go east. Sure is dark out here. Yes, hit every single lily pad. Do it. Alright, let's get out and cross. Do what they did in old-timey days and destroy the boats to use for material. Yeah, the shaders pack that I have installed is really pretty with the galaxy skies. The sunrise looks really great too. Look at those sunbeams coming through the trees. Look at that skeleton shooting arrows at me. Got him. Hello, sheepy. Hello, piggy. Alright, take 2 with the boat. Here we go. More lily pads. Smash more lily pads. Ugh, locked again. I feel like it'd be better past this rise of trees here. Oh, don't you worry. I'm sure we'll see the night sky again real soon. Okay, open waters. Let's sail. Yo ho, yo ho. All right. I know, right? I would love it if the skeletons would be friends with me. Sadly, they do not see it that way. I'm so hyped to get past this swamp so I don't have to deal with a million lily pads. Okay, I need to go east through the forest. Off we go. What should I have for supper? This is Twitch Plays My Dinner. Currently 7 p.m. I think I've got some ingredients in the fridge. Oh, tacos would be good. That would be darn good. I could probably cobble together some tacos if I really tried. I don't have taco shells or seasoning. Taco seasoning's easy enough to make, though. A vegetable? I do have vegetables. I've got carrots. I've got peppers. I could make a curry. Curry would be good. Curry and rice. Or curry and noodle. Do either. Oh, pumpkins. Cute. I need to not get sidetracked on my quest to get back to my home. Curry-filled bell pepper. Dang. Yeah, that sounds all right. I can mess with that. Oh, I see mountains in the distance. Hopefully that's my mountains. Where my dreaded castle is. Do 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 bum bum bum. Everyone fears my dreaded castle. Although it is actually pretty scary now that I have the lava features around it. There's quite a bit of lava. It's very dangerous. Be careful if you go there. I didn't quite understand what I was doing when I put it all together. Every time I see a mountain in lava, I'm like, is this my home? Wait, I put those torches down. I'm almost home. Truly, it is some Bowser Castle stuff. I thought about going full Dr. Wily and making a big skull on top of the castle, but that just seemed too over the top. I still might do it, though. Yeah, here's my home. I've made it. Go down the waterfall here. So this is my dreaded home. My cursed castle. I love it dearly. One thing that I don't like about this texture pack that I liked about the previous one I was using is the glass isn't all connected in this one, which is kind of a bummer. I like texture packs that have the glass all connect in one solid sheet. This is my axolotl enclosure. Oh, God. Why? Why did you do that? How dare you? Yeah, so this is Tangerine. This is where Tangerine lives. Tangerine's my axolotl. I love her dearly. She swims in circles all day long. She tries desperately to get up the waterfall, but she can't. Over here, we've got sort of the main entryway. So this is the area that I started with when I first arrived. Oh. A gift from my friends in the ocean. Aha, water breathing and prismarine. Thank you, friends in the ocean. Kate just going wherever she wants. It's very fun, bouncing on my bed. These are all my chickens. Look at all those chickens. I don't know how it got to this point. At one, I think I like accidentally right-clicked and I threw an egg in my house. And the egg turned into a chicken. And from that point on, I just had a lot of chickens. You can absolutely call her Tangy. This is a map of the world so far. I feel like there's probably more on this side eventually. But this is all the area that we've explored as a family. This is where I live, right here, this green dot. And then there's the world spawn. There's the village. That's where most folks live. But as you can see, there's a lot of stuff. Big. This is my mine. It's where Minecraft happens. Here's where I'm putting all the materials for my new home. So I'm gonna put my woods in here. Now Kate is just in my axolotl enclosure with Tangerine. That's right. Back, I say. Oh, I love Tangerine. Oh my god, Gray, is that a Banjo-Kazooie skin? That's very good. But yeah, if anyone wants to sneak into the enclosure, that's how you do it. And then up here, I'm gonna fill this part out with like bookshelves and stuff, make it look real homey. And then over there, it's gonna be kind of like a living room zone, I guess. I haven't really decided. Oh, it actually snowed on top of my castle. That's wild. I'm thinking about making the entire ceiling area here glass and then flooding it with lava. I think that would look bonkers, especially with this lighting shader. And then I have the turret up here where you can sort of have a look out, especially if you have your spyglass equipped, you can sort of see everything. There used to be a big wall over here that looked kind of like the Black Gate of Mordor, but it felt too imposing and too like, stay out. So I got rid of it. Although it's kind of a moot point now because Lion installed a button that automatically teleports you from my house to town, which is right here. Boop. Say goodbye to the frame rate because the farm is bonkers. But here's the farm. Here's all the aminals. There are too many to count. It's cacophonous also. Got a pride flag up there. Very nice. There is an apiary. Everyone's hard at work on their projects. This is an aquarium, ostensibly. Or it's going to be. They built quite a beautiful village here. I just happened to kind of run off in a random direction when we first started playing. So, oh, they're clearing this spot out for something new. That's cool. I ran off in a random direction when we started playing, so my castle is really far away from the village by complete mistake. But I'm very glad that they built a teleporter so that I could always go home whenever I want. But soon, it's not going to be all about the Doom and Gloom Fortress. As much as I love it, it's definitely going to be a permanent fixture here. But I'm going to find a new place, probably closer to the village where all my friends live. And I'm going to make a fancy schmancy house. Maybe a few houses. I've got big plans. I'm feeling ambitious. But that's the basic tour. I probably won't go too much longer here, only because we're at regular wrap-up time now, which is pretty much what I wanted to do. But I also wanted to show you around. I wanted to show you just what we got going on, what we got cooking, which is to say quite a bit. Oh, there's the night sky, the galactic night sky. Oh my god, what? Oh, I've heard about these. I'm gonna run away. Did someone make it daytime? Those are the creatures that appear if you haven't slept in a long time, right? Oh, they're on fire now. How does it feel? How does it feel? That's right. Yeah. You know what's good for you. So, I just learned about these yesterday. Those appear if you haven't slept in a really long time, and they'll come and attack you. So since we have this system set up, which I prefer, where only one person has to sleep to make the day move forward to daytime and like skip overnight, a lot of us don't sleep. So now we're kind of in that period where we're going to start getting those unless we start sleeping more regularly. And that's just, that's life, right? Yeah, they are pretty bonkers, I will say. Well, I'm looking forward to dumping all of this stuff in my many chests here and getting things set up. When I do have a house to show, I will absolutely show you, though. So thank you so much, everyone, for coming and hanging out with me today. As always, even this weird little Minecraft impromptu segment. I'll be back on Saturday. I hope to see you there. We're going to be doing some painting and just chilling out, as always. Have a good supper. I know I'm going to. Or alternatively, a good breakfast or lunch or whatever meal it is wherever you are. And I will see you on Saturday. Goodbye, everyone.
Something might be out there.